Hello, my loves. Hi, I'm Lindsay from Resistance Free Parenting, and I really wanted to come and spend a bit of time with you on video this evening to share some reflections from my heart, from, some guidance from my intuition to go into a topic which has been coming up a lot for me in my conversations and my journeying with peers, with my friends and with my clients. And it's really around the topic of what it is to walk the path as a parent alongside our children when they are struggling, when they are challenged, and when it feels like there's nothing we can do in our control because we can't see something that we can do to change that for them, either because we just don't know what the possibilities are or because they are not open to that at this time and not welcoming it. And the sense of helplessness and hopelessness that can bring up in us is really difficult. And honestly, it can be a helplessness and a hopelessness which is for them and for us. We can all feel like there's no movement here, and that is really a deep and difficult place. And so if you are currently walking with your children through pain, through stuckness, through struggle, through habits, addictions, sabotaging, or a sense of helplessness, low self-worth, low mood, through trauma, hurt, pain, loss, all these difficult life things that come along. If you're there, first of all, I'm just sending you all my love. And I am not showing up this evening with the promise of any quick fixes, because there aren't any. There aren't quick fixes here. And we would really bypass what the journey is if we aimed for those. For those of you who know me, I'm an energy therapist, and the space that I hold is really as an intuitive guide. I work with parents to help them find where their places of resistance are showing up. Resistance meaning that kind of like that static in the picture in our internal world. We can't really hear our highest thoughts. We can't get in touch with our intuition. It doesn't feel like the guidance is there for us. We're feeling blocked. And I love to share emotional freedom techniques to help people to get unblocked and to get unstuck. And that is my preferred tool, personally and professionally, because it works with us, it works with our nervous system, which in these situations we're talking about can be really triggered and quite constantly. So it brings in a lot of self-care and soothing of the nervous system. And it works directly with the amygdala, that part of the brain, that's sending out those primal signals of, survival, panic, the fight, flight, freeze, fawn response. And it works directly at soothing and calming that. So we can come more fully into a more open place, a more neutral place, where we can actually start to access some of those things that I was talking about again. We can start to access our inner guidance. We can feel more open to support. We can feel more able to express our truth, our words, our emotions. We can allow the energy to move. We can get in touch with our problem-solving thinking. And things can start to move from that place in its time sometimes. But it's not a race, it's not a rush. And honestly, that's not really what I wanted to particularly tune into today. That offering is always there from me, because that's the work I do, and the passion I have is to support people when it's timely, if it feels right for you, with those techniques. But what I was really feeling into was, if we're moving through those times as parents and guardians and carers, you know, I was feeling what could be some of the gifts that we could allow, contemplate, consider, tune into, that could be present for us alongside the struggle, not taking away from that, not taking away from the fact that, you know, there's a big part of you that would like to wave a magic wand and it to be gone. You know, I get that completely. But if we go into that really deep space, as I said, deep space, I felt like actually it was, although the sort of rooted sense was in depth, actually it's like this big space. It's the expansive, big picture thinking, the wider thinking than me in this moment, in this body, in this time. It's like, oh, if there were a wider picture to this, what would that look like? And what would some of the invitations be for me in that? And I wanted to share some of the ones that came up through me, and just see if any of them land for you. And it's okay if they don't, but I just want to offer them and see if any of them sit with you, because it can help to find a perspective of, this experience is this, it is this challenge, it is this struggle, it is hard, and it's this. That duality can both be true, and in that we can find not only more balance in the blessings, but we can also find sometimes that our heart, our energy can open whilst we sit with the duality of that, and we can come from a more open and receptive place. And from that place, sometimes magical things happen. You know, sometimes something new finds us. And I know that I've worked with some incredible people who have been my teachers and guides, and, you know, deepest honour and thanks, you know, for them. You know, I've worked with people who have been through times, and I've got to witness them come from, you know, through to the other side. And from that place, they're then getting to share their experience, but also shine a light of hope for others in the community that things do pass, and in the moment they can feel really hopeless. Yes, okay. So some of the invitations and gifts that came through in my awareness today. The first one was how it really calls us into presence. You know, it really, when we're with somebody who we love, who is suffering, who is struggling, all of our love, all of our attention, all of our will flows there, which really focuses us in this incredible sense of presence, which is a really incredible gift to have, you know, especially in this day and age where we're so busy, so scattered, so, you know, juggling so many things, and our attention can be so many ways. And I'm not making that wrong, you know, but it is a gift to have that sharpened focus of our presence, and to know how that really feels, to have that moment or those moments of actually acknowledging, this is what it is to be fully present. Because when you think about how that is, you know, deep spiritual teachings that come through all kinds of incredible teachers, you know, inviting us through yoga or, you know, Buddhist teachings or, you know, Eckhart Tolle or whatever it is, you know, the power and the presence of being in this moment. Presence is a really powerful tool and a special gift. Okay, the next one that came through for me was wisdom. There is more wisdom in the community of parents that I am so blessed to be connected with than I've ever known. Because wisdom is more than knowledge, you know, wisdom is walking with something. It is experiencing it, it's integrating it, embodying it, you know, knowing it, not just knowing it. And sometimes we can feel like, yeah, I wish I didn't have this wisdom because I didn't want to walk that path, or I don't want to be walking this path. And yet, when we're able to look a little bit outside of ourselves and our ego and our comfort in this moment, you know, there are a lot of blessings out in the world through the wisdom that we hold, you know, for other people and for society and communities at large to grow and expand. And our wisdom is really precious, but it's also really precious for us. That amazing concreteness that, you know, yeah, I know this and I can sit grounded in that. Yeah, so that wisdom is really precious. And, you know, just asking myself, what is it I know? What is it I know through this? Another one that came up for me was patience. Oh my goodness, I think I now have a master's degree in patience, and through my parenting that I definitely did not have before I walked this journey, and imperfectly so. You know, just today, in fact, I was not patient, and I pushed from a place of frustration, wanting something to move forward, you know, and I felt that resistance, and that's okay, isn't it, you know, but I am incredibly patient, and that is a gift that has grown within me through this journey, and one I'm really grateful for, because not only have I learned to be more patient with other people, I've learned to be more patient with myself, and that has been a precious gift to me. So I don't know if patience is one for you, but that's one that I've really enjoyed. What else have I got? Okay, so my next one, I put this word in inverted commas because it has very religious connotations, and I want to make it much more open than that, but faith. You could also use the word trust, maybe. A sense of all is well might not be quite the right expression, but all is balanced. All is not my responsibility too. You know, there is some sense of things balancing and being taken care of, which is not all just in me and my doing. And so for you, it might be that there is a very deep sense of faith that you're walking deeper with, through a religion or through higher self, or some kind of spiritual guidance, angels' guides, etc., etc. But it might be a trust in the balance of nature, of the universe, just the sense of the wholeness and the largeness through time and space of things. Might be something that has opened up or is opening up more for you through walking through this journey. Okay, so the next one that I jotted down that came through for me today is about the gift of opening up mind, body and soul more fully, you know, through the parent I am. I have found a more openness in speaking my truth, you know, expressing my emotions, my needs. My heart has opened to more love than I knew I could ever feel, more depth. But also I have found ways to open to the support and wisdom and knowledge of others, which was a painful journey, one I'm still working with, actually. So yeah, opening up to all kinds of things has definitely been a gift. I'm trying to think if there's another. I think I've already talked a bit about knowledge and wisdom, but definitely opening up to knowledge too. I've learned so much walking this path, and I know you all have learned so much too, and continue to learn all the time, and continue to let go of things that actually were the correct knowledge at the time, but now I've been invited into new layers, new depths of knowing. Okay, so the next one I got jotted down is the gift of awareness. The awareness, a bit like the presence, really, this sense of being, the awareness that I am here. I am a mom, a dad, whatever role you identify with. I am loving, you know, the awareness of what I feel, the awareness of what I do, you know, just that sharpened sense of awareness is a gift in itself. And the awareness as well of what's really important to me. What am I choosing to prioritize? You know, shows me what really matters, what's really important. Or what do I wish I was prioritizing, even if I'm finding it challenging to do that. That tells me what really matters to me, what's important, and where I want to grow more fully into as well. Oh la la, what else we got? Okay. I wrote down the gift of responsibility, and I'm aware that this can feel like a double-edged sword word, really, responsibility, because we can feel like we hold a lot of responsibility, and that can feel heavy and hefty, and gosh, we'd like some relief from that. So I just really want to acknowledge that too. But you're here, you know, you're here in your role, and you're here giving this time and space that tells me how responsible you are being, you know, that you are doing everything you can to support yourself, to be able to support others in this journey. And that responsibility is something which can become a real gift when we can ask ourselves, how am I being responsible for myself? As a responsible person, you know, we often think about how we're responsible for others, but actually, how am I being responsible for myself? Because self-responsibility, as in, you know, how am I going to take care of myself? How am I going to look after myself through this? Is really important for you, and it's really important for all those who you're looking after. And I thoroughly appreciate how challenging this can feel. You know, I know how much resistance might be coming up in you now as I'm speaking this, because I felt that myself too, you know, because it can feel like blame, shame, judgment, and it can feel like somebody coming along and saying, you know, self-care is really important at a time where you feel like you so just need to be cared for, you know. So I want to really acknowledge the place that you might be receiving this from, and that responsibility. How can I look after myself in this suffering might look really different to the kinds of things that are coming up for you. It might look like, how can I accept that this is what it is right now? How can I accept that I am how I am right now? Just checking my notes in case there was something else on that one I wanted to bring through, because I was doing a bit of journaling on this today. I think it just looped me back to what I was saying at the beginning about emotional freedom techniques, and this is not a sales pitch for emotional freedom techniques, but just wanting to share again what I said about how we can look after our nervous system. And that really is in the making friends with the acceptance of being exactly where I am. Stop fighting, stop struggling with ourselves, you know, that it ought to be different, that we ought to be different, that we ought to be feeling different. You know, it's actually, I am here. This is how it is in this moment, which is not affirming for any minute that we're going to stay here, or that we always want it to be like this, or that we like it. Just that release of that resistance and that soothing of our nervous system, of accepting that I am where I am, and that is okay, that I am good enough, and I can really, you know, just accept this place and accept myself in this moment. Oh, yeah. So I really wanted to offer those gifts, not to make light of, you know, the struggles and the challenges of what you're walking through. That is too very real. But I also want to keep these videos a place that, yeah, sometimes we talk about the really tough stuff, but I don't want it to be a space you come into that you come out feeling heavier, you know. I want you to feel seen and heard, and it's not about putting a sticking plaster on anything, but where can we allow ourselves to create some movement in our body's energy system, or some release of some of that resistance that's maybe been inside ourselves, so we can feel the lightness of the rebalancing a little. And that's really what I wanted to bring in this evening. And the place that it's led me to, that I want to sum up this video with, the thing that I hear and have felt of myself so often, especially when our daughter was younger, and I would go into community spaces, Facebook groups, and meet with other parents who were journeying on journeys that had parallels with mine. And sometimes that was such a source of feeling seen and heard and being so supported. And I got so much wisdom and so much inspiration from those spaces. And sometimes I went in from a place of my own insecurities and my own fear, and I found more to match that. And I don't know if you can identify with that. And that is no fault or blame of anybody at all. But it can be really helpful to acknowledge, if that's happening, that I am taking an energy, a vibration into a space that is reflecting more back to me, and check in with myself. Is this helpful right now? With no blame for anybody, but actually, is this supporting me? Or is it actually just escalating the fear that's within me? And, you know, I invite you to allow yourself not to feed the fear that maybe is there. But it's really, really easy to do that. The fear energy that we can easily find is very destabilizing. The fear energy makes us feel really wobbly and unsure and insecure. And from that place, you know, we can really be doubting ourselves And we can feel really cloudy and confused and unsure and lose track of our intuition and maybe even our rational thinking. But also we can really go into that fear of the future, that, you know, that doom setting thinking. And, you know, and then we have this sort of this path focused in our subconscious, which doesn't allow for the movement that we are really asking for from our hearts, for some relief and some shift and some lightness to come in. So if that's happening for you, with great love, compassion, patience and understanding for yourself right now, just take a deep breath with me as we acknowledge that, because we all do it. We all do it. Okay. Okay, so you can put your hand on your heart and support yourself if you want to. And I just invite you to breathe in and just pause at the top of the breath. And as you release that out breath, when it feels ready in time, just do that. Go ahead and just slowly release that out breath. And just imagine that you're allowing yourself to blow away any tension, any fear, any challenge or resistance that you're feeling in your body, in your mind, in your heart right now. And not pushing yourself to do anything. Just like we allow the breath to come in and out, we're allowing this energy to come in and to move out, allowing that natural cycle of renewal to come through us with our intention, and just using the breath to guide that and illustrate that and assist that. The teachings I bring with emotional freedom techniques are really about finding your very personal, in the moment, specific energy to really get the best results. And that can be hard to bring in effectively through a video, through, you know, speaking to a wide group. But I would like to invite you, if you feel like you would like to join with a little bit of tapping right now, to work with me to try and just feel into your personal experience of that fear of the future, if it's coming up for you right now. Notice the thoughts, the feelings and sensations in your body, the things that you know that you're being reminded of, the people, the places, the situations that are present with you. And you can put your focus, you can put your attention there, and then we can just tap on a few acupoints together if you would like to support your nervous system in continuing, just like we did with the breath, to move the energy, to allow the resistance, the tension, the fear to move on. Because emotions are designed to come in and then to move on. You know, they're emotions, energy in motion. They're moving energy. So we're designed to have them, feel them, express them, be with them. There's nothing wrong with our emotions. They're wonderful, beautiful things in all their spectrum, and they're really important. But what we're not designed is to hold on to them, to have them stagnate and block inside of us. Well, most of us haven't grown up with the tools to know how to let go with ease, and that's okay. So here in this safe space, if it feels good to you and you can look after yourself, and you do have to take that self-responsibility because I'm not there supporting you, but if it feels good for you and you would like to just tap on these acupoints with me, noticing where your attention is now in your body, in your heart, in your mind, in your thoughts. Put your attention there. And don't worry if it's not logical. If you've got a twinge in your shoulder or a lump in your throat, you don't need to make sense of it. Just notice what's showing up for you. Hold your attention there. And then you can tap on the side of your hand underneath the little finger here and just say after me, either out loud or in your head, even though I'm feeling this fear, I love and accept myself. And again, even though I'm feeling this fear, I love and accept myself. And one more time. Even though I'm feeling this fear, I love and accept myself. Okay, now take a couple of fingers ago on the front of the eyebrow. Tap here. And I just want you to put your focus on where you're feeling that fear of the future. Is it in your chest? Is it across your head? Is it in your throat? Have you got a thought of a person, a memory, a sense of something that's coming up, really grabbing your attention? Okay, now tap on the side of the eye, keeping your attention there. Just want you to put your attention there. Notice any colours, sounds, pictures that are flowing into your awareness. And just keep following along with me, tapping under the eye here. Remember, all we're doing is tapping on some acupoints while we're focused on this thing, soothing out lovely amygdala that's, you know, fight, flight, freeze, fawn response, panic, panic, fear, fear. And we're just soothing it, calming it and saying, actually, you know, it's okay. I can feel this. I can be with this and I'm okay. I'm safe. Thank you. And then under the nose and putting your focus back on that thing. And we're sending a bit like an electrical impulse through to the amygdala to soothe it and calm it. And on the chin, putting your focus on that place, on that feeling. And it's really soothing and calming our whole nervous system, which is on a, you know, that mind, body, soul dysregulation, a lot like static all through our system. And we're soothing it and calming it so that we can be open, open in our heart, open in our mind, open in our body. Reset into neutral again. Okay, and you can go with a big hand right over the collarbone here and just put your focus on that fear, on that place. Beautiful. You can use a flat hand and go under the arm here. We're going to do one more point, finishing up on the top of the head, just tapping here. Okay. And now I want you to go back round to the eyebrow and tap here and just say with me, I am safe. And then on the side of the eye and just say with me, and I am enough. And tapping under the eye and say, wherever I am enough. And under the nose here, I just want you to say, and I am such a loving person. And on the chin. And you can say, and even if I feel lost and scared, I am safe. Okay, and over the collarbone, and even if I feel lost and confused and really scared, I am enough. And then a flat hand under the arm. I love and accept myself right where I am. And on top of the head, I am enough. Okay, my loves. So just take your time coming out of that. You might notice some immediate sensations. Sometimes you might be yawning, you might be sighing, you might feel a sense of relaxation or relief in your body. Also, sometimes we get new inspired thoughts flowing through. We get, you know, things that happen after we come away from doing the tapping that day, that evening, the next day. Sometimes in our dreams, you know, new little thoughts or wonderings or intuitive guidance can just pop in. So just allow yourself to be with that. You never know what movement can come in that space. Thank you for spending this time with me. I would really love to hear from you, to hear your wisdom, not just for me, but for everybody here. I am sending you in this place all of my love, all of my compassion. And I know that others watching and tuning are also sending that to everybody else. You know, we share this space, and a lot of emotion just came up in me honouring that. You know, there's a lot of tenderness in this. Please, can I just remind you one more time to really take that self-care and self-responsibility. I come sharing these musings, these contemplations, that are offering this space for you to come and join with me to consider. But you are there supporting yourself, and you need to be aware of your own needs and really take care of yourself. Okay, lots and lots of care. And I will see you soon.